Hi everyone, my name is Hoyan. I want to show you how apply functional coverage to improve emulator test quality in my presentation. Let's start. So this is an agenda for my presentation. First, I'm going to tell you why functional coverage is essential in emulators. And I propose the functional coverage coding guidelines. And finally, I want to share our experience showing some benefits when I apply the functional coverage in emulators. So generally, the emulator is a very powerful tool when some verification scenario is required huge test turnaround time or many test cases, such as full combination test. So it's safe to say that emulation can help to complete the verification before the end of the project deadlines. For this reason, we have used the emulators. However, it is hard to know the emulation really touch the design intent when we use randomly generated test vectors. So even though we ran the emulation until the end of the project or later, it is always possible to miss some corner cases. To prevent this situation, we decided to apply the functional coverage into emulator. So we can measure the coverage data like a simulation. And we can know whether the corner case is touched or not, and we can close the verification early by adding some vectors for corner case. Therefore, the functional coverage is essential in emulators. So, how these considerations should be reflected in functional coverage? For syntax, each vendor have already provided their one user guide document for functional coverage. From those documents, we can figure out common syntax, which can be used in all emulator and simulator also. With one functional coverage code, we just select the proper emulator under the various situation. And for capacity limitation, EDA vendor are already trying to improve the emulator capacity. However, SOC also will become more complex to meet customers' need. So we should always consider how we can use less emulator resource. Therefore, the way to use less resource also should be reflected to common functional coverage, the common functional coverage coding guide. And so the speed reduction, based on our experience, it took only 1 or 2 additional minutes to dump coverage data. The value on this table were measured when we used 2 kinds of emulators. During run emulation, the coverage data is stored into internal memory in the background. And after all tests are finished, the emulator executes coverage data dump at once. So we didn't worry about the speed reduction. In other words, if we get more resource, we can apply more coverage in the emulator. based on consideration I mentioned before, I propose three important coding guidelines with when functional coverage are applied in the emulators. I will show you examples for each guidelines in the next slide. First, this is a guideline to use minimum resource. In the cross coverage, if you want to remove some bins using ignore bins, we recommend you to apply it in cover point, not in cross coverage. In both cases, in the table, the number of bins in cross coverage is say 4 bins. However, each case needs different internal memory space. The left side case needs internal memory to store 16 bins, including ignore bins. On the other hand, the right side case needs only 4 bins memory space. In the next slide, I will explain how this coding guideline reduced memory usage. When cover point gets into a cross, the emulator drives the cover point hit counter from the cross data, not in cover point area. So in Altair use case, the emulator should keep whole cover point bins, including ignore bins, in the cross coverage area. On the other hand, if you remove invalid bin from cover point area, you can save only valid bins in cross coverage area. This is why the ignore bins should be applied in cover point rather than cross coverage area. And this slide shows another examples to use minimum resource. If one cover group has a multiple cross coverage and these cross coverage have one common cover point, it is better to separate the cover groups and put the cross coverage in each cover group. In the table, the PB cover point was common to both cross coverage. In the next slide, I will share why. Emulator check not only the total bin count, but also internal memory counter per one cover group. Smaller internal memory counter per one cover group requires smaller space when even though total bin counter is same. In case of examples I mentioned the previous slide, a couple of cross coverage having one same cover point is translated to one cross coverage internally in emulator, and the translate cross coverage internally needs 8 internal memory counters. However, if we separate the cross coverage into 2 different cover groups, each cover group needs only 4 internal memory counters. So separating the cross coverage can use less emulator resource. In this slide, I show you coding guidelines considering synthesizable. You have already used the sample method in Altair simulation. However, the sample method cannot be synthesized in the emulators. So you have to replace the sample method to special sample event. There is one thing to note when a sample event is used in course coverage. Extra signals are sometimes needed for cross coverage. Here is an example waveform. There are data path information signals, channel A, channel B. These signals are valid in only one clock with each valid signals, and each signals are asserted asynchronously. So if a verification engineer is trying to make a cross coverage, including the data path information, the original signals should be saved until sampled in cross coverage. So the original signals should be latched to the external signals as long as the end of the test marked all done signals. The signals in green box are the external latch signals. If the original signals are sampled, you will get a cross data with invalid data path information. So you can see an example functional coverage code in both cases in my papers. Next, I will show you an example to use Common Express in different emulators. The number of bins per one cover point has a limitation. It cannot exceed 4,096 bins. So if we want to define a cover point having over that number of bins, I recommend you to separate the cover point to not exceed the maximum number of bins and make a cross coverage having all separated cover point. Using this way, we can define the functional coverage having over the maximum number of bin counters. There are another examples to explain the functional coverage coding guidelines in my papers, so you can refer my papers. So next, I want to show you how we integrate the functional coverage and some advantages. In RTL simulation, the functional coverage is generally connected to the monitor in test bench side, and only the HDL top part applied to the emulators. However, we integrated the functional coverage into DUT wrapper like our purpose. And we synthesized the DUT wrapper with the functional coverage together. Our purpose has two advantages. First, the functional coverage module can be used for kinds of emulators and simulation also. So because of that, the coverage matrix data from both environments can be merged more easily. However, there are two conditions to merge the coverage matrix data. I will share in the next slide. And second, our purpose have benefits for lower performance impact. When you force signals from DUT to be used in functional coverage, our purpose gets less performance impact. If functional coverage module is connected to the monitor in test bench side, the information from DUT should go through several components and transfer from HVL tab to HDL tab. As a result, it causes more delay time. However, in our proposal, the functional coverage block is connected to the DUT directly inside the HDL tab, so we can get the performance benefits comparing with the original case. As I mentioned in previous slide, the coverage matrix data from emulator and simulation can be merged. Before merging it, there are something to check. Two things should be same. First, the functional coverage block hierarchy, and second is vendors. Having the second condition means that we must use the emulators of same vendors as simulation. However, each vendor's emulator has advantages for different situations. So it is not the best case to take the second condition, the same vendor. To overcome second condition, we have a plan to study UCIS standards for next step. This standard supports an API which covers data across the accelerator, hardware accelerator, and simulation can be merged. If coverage matrix data can be merged using UCIS, we just select proper emulator regardless of the simulation for each special situation and manage the verification progress with only one coverage database. I want to share our experience showing some benefits. First, we'll reduce the test turnaround time for corner case test. We defined some test scenario with around 2,600 functional coverage bins. In RTL simulation, it took as little as several hours and as long as several days. So it was hard to finish all test cases until the end of the project. To meet the deadline, we decided to use emulation with the same functional coverage. In emulation, it took only maximum 1 hour for each test. So we tested the corner case by checking the functional coverage, and finally finished the verification. And the second, we found the suitability for full combination test. We tested full combination scenario having around 5,000 data paths and defined the all data paths as a functional coverage. As a result, without any missing combinations, we close the verification by checking the functional coverage, not to mention total test time reduction. So we have explained why the functional coverage is essential in emulators and proposed the functional coverage coding guidelines. And we have also shared our experience. So if you have any question, I'd be glad to answer your question. Thank you.